Alright, I'm gonna start streaming here and wait for the Twitch stream to come up. Gonna do some Rust with Elasticsearch today, Duke project again. And yeah, kind of nice to get back to this. I'm also using my clicky keyboard, so those of you who are watching the stream now or watch a recording later, I'm sorry, too bad. The white, quiet keyboard's over there and I'm not going to grab it. So I'll try not to smash the keyboard too much. So first things first, go ahead and fire up Elasticsearch 5. And let's have a look at our makefile. So we've got build, test, test debug. Alright. What version of Rust am I on? 1.2.1 nightly? Okay. I must have been doing something with a library that required nightly. I don't know which one though. Whatever. It all works anyway. Let's have a look at the tunnel. Yeah, Futures, Hyper, Sared, Tokyo. We were checking out the Elastic library, but it didn't. I don't think it really made things easier for us. So we pretty much ditched that. Oh, I'm listening in the background to the Materia Collective rearrangement, cover, whatever you want to call it, of the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because I finally beat Final Fantasy VII for the first time this morning. Felt like a kid, waking up first thing on Saturday morning and playing some Final Fantasy. It was nice though. Good way to start my day. What wasn't a good way to start my day was just spilling my coffee all over the floor. That sucked. Yeah. I haven't done that in a long time, like make a big mess, you know, from spilling something. I thought like, oh, I'm an adult now, like I'm getting old enough that these things don't happen to me anymore. Turns out, no. When I'm pre-coffee, I am dangerous. I should be kept away from hot liquids. Luckily I didn't hit the dogs or, you know, anything important, but I do have like 5 bath towels in the corner of my living room. Alright. It was a lot of coffee. So yeah, we went back to just kind of a manual request dispatch and JSON construction and everything, URL construction, all that stuff. Like, I'm not using the Elastic stuff anymore, I don't think. So I think the value of the Elastic stuff is it had a pretty good setup for deriving the mapping, I think is what I'm remembering. I think. Because I think the Elastic type trait had support for generating a mapping for this, which is pretty cool. That's nice. The rest of it, though, for actually talking to Elasticsearch, I'm not that keen on. But that might actually work out, because I never actually went back to implement mappings, which, you know, if you don't know what a mapping is, for Elasticsearch, it's basically like a schema for a document, right? And it makes certain you don't insert weird, janky, bad data into the index for something. So, I never actually got around to implementing that in Bloodhound, and part of the reason was because if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it kind of like persistent, which has that bidirectionality between the queries and the schema so that you can't write queries that don't make sense in terms of a particular schema. Now, for a SQL database, that's fine as like kind of the only way to do things, but I think some people would have had some situations where that wouldn't be as appropriate, and I would have to basically figure out how to make a much more flexible version of the way persistent works, and I didn't really feel confident in my ability to do a good job of that. Maybe I could get something working, but I think it would end up kind of janky. So I chose to just kind of leave mappings alone. Unfortunately, some people believe you can get away with not using mappings in Elasticsearch. I don't really recommend it if you actually want to keep your data, but, you know, your mileage may vary. Alright, so we've got a test here. Resets the index. I might... I wrote these myself, right? Yeah, okay, cool. And then we did insert document. And what's this request? Inserts the document, does an empty search, and gets the results, which is just going to be everything. So I think we can just do, oh, we don't want to do a make test. We want to do make test debug, so it actually prints standard out. Is it standard out or standard error? Yeah, I don't know either. Joe's in Hangouts with me. So I'm not just talking to myself. I mean, I am, but I'm also talking to Joe. Yes. Hey, wait. It's creating a mapping. Where did... Oh, yeah. There we go. So, I think that's what I'm using, Is that what I'm using the Elastic library for? Yeah, I think... Nope. No, that's just a dumb index. I don't know. I don't think... No, it might be getting the mapping from the type parameter there. That might be where it's getting it from. Sorry, I haven't touched this in a while, and I'm kind of having to remind myself how everything works. Anyway, the test passed, but I want to do a make debug real quick. Yeah. Search response of... Cool. Cool. Alright, so... Client, search, index, body, send, unwrap. So maybe I'm still using the client stuff, I think. And... Man, I would kill for a REPL right now. No, they abandoned the REPL thing for now. Joe mentioned that they had discussed making a REPL before, and they decided to leave it alone. So the reason... I shouldn't say the reason. Part of the reason they haven't done a REPL yet is because the Rust compiler... They've done a pretty good job of kind of factoring out the parser, which I think is how Cargo Edit and RustFix work when they're patching your Rust code. I could be wrong about that, but I thought they were using the parser. But I'm probably wrong about that. But anyway, the Rust compiler really just knows how to like take Rust code and spit out LLVM IR. So I think LLVM has a JIT or an interpreter or something that you could use for a REPL. The problem is all that would be good for is running code, which isn't really what people are asking for out of a REPL. The ability to just run a test suite and see the output is tantamount to that kind of REPL. I think what people want is something more like what Haskell has, where you can look up, like, you would hypothetically be able to look up all the trait instances in scope. You would look up the definition of a trait, find out where a type came from, import modules, things like that. It's a bit more of a hill to climb than what's, like, immediately practical in terms of a REPL. There have been, like, third-party, community-made Rust REPLs. I think this is the one I've seen before. I don't know how well it works, though. Yeah, you define code, you run them. Has some code completion through Eraser. Oh, that's pretty neat. Display the type of an expression without running it. Yeah, I'm impressed too. I've tried to run it before and I don't think it worked for me, but I'll give it a shot. It's not like my CPU's doing anything else right now. Okay, so what I need to do now is... Wait a second. Why is hit 0? That's kind of weird, isn't it? We're inserting this tweet right here with insert doc. Why is hit 0? That's awful strange. Run it again. Why isn't this working? It's less patch. Oh yeah, you gotta run an old nightly to run this. Yeah, it hasn't really been kept up with the LVM bindings, or the nightly. So I don't think it's gonna work. Alright, I really need to know why this isn't returning hits. It's really strange. I mean, one potential problem is that this search here, I don't know what JSON it's rendering here. Oh boy. Alright. No. Okay. Index API. Put. Yes. Twitter tweet 1. I actually asked about what to use instead of Elasticsearch head. I was told to use Cerebro, so let's give that a look. The reason I want Cerebro is, and I might already have it. I do. Just because I'm used to being able to inspect my Elasticsearch instance. I mean, probably. Yeah. Neat. Okay, so we got Twitter and Duke Twitter index. Docs 0, docs 1. That's kind of weird. Not this. This is whatever. This is just like a leftover index that I stopped using, but if it has one doc, then are we searching the correct thing? Wait, why does it say 2 docs over there? What? What in tarnation? Alright. I don't know what URL that's constructing, so let's have a look at client here. Search all. Join path _ search. So we can do search, and that should hit all the indices, I think. And I want to get, not a post. Yeah, hey, it's right there. It's nifty. And if I specify Twitter, it's going to fail, or not, well, not fail, but return nothing, because that index doesn't have anything. Yeah, okay. And then if I do Duke Twitter index, yeah, okay. So, if I mimic my Haskell code, it's fine. Forested Temple just came on, played by a string orchestra. It's a good song from the game. Yeah, we're providing index name and mapping name right there. Yeah, so I don't need to put it in build URL because it's right there. We give it a doc ID, which I think is just string 1. I don't know what the fuck this client's doing. Twitter index versus index name? Shouldn't make a damn bit of difference. Yeah, Duke _ Twitter _ index, Duke _ Twitter _ Come on. It's a match all query, but I'm not using it right now, am I? Oh no, I am. Yeah, it's right there. Huh. Is it possible that I need to do an empty body? This may have been a situation where I had something that worked, like, say that, and then I replaced it, and then it didn't work or something. Let's see what this one does. No, it's fine. I just have to remember how this monster works. What? You motherfucker. Alright. I'm just gonna drop the client for this and do it manually if this is gonna keep up. Wait a second. I think I know what's wrong. Or maybe I don't. This outputs from dispatch Elasticsearch request, which is my manual thing. That's this guy. But that only gets called up to here, I think. I don't think it's printing this, and I think this loop fails. And no, I think that's from the insert document. This is from the client. So this loop never runs because it's empty. And only this runs, and that prints search response of. No idea. I still don't know what's going on, but, you know, I'm piecing things together. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right. The noise is the fan. I'm sorry. There you go. Sorry about that. Thanks for telling me. Okay, now you're just gonna hear the Final Fantasy music coming out of my headphones. Alright. Yeah, I suppose. I just don't want you to be like, ah, copyright. Hopefully if it's quiet enough. Wow. Fuck this. Fuck this library. I'll just write my own. Dumb. Alright, I don't really need T here. URL, index, mapping. Mapping? No. Doc ID? No. Doc. We'll call it search body, and that's going to be value. And that's going to return string, I guess. Alright, search URL. It's, what did I do here? Index search. Let's get, wait. Post. And then doc has to be what type? Serialize. Value has a serialize instance, so I think that's fine. Search body. Build. Boarding due to previous error. Index URL not found in the scope. Oh yeah, fair enough. And search URL. Nifty. Alright. We are just going to do this. And then it's going to be just query, I think. No, I don't need to two-string this. I can just leave it a JSON value. Alright, so let res equals print line debug res rebuild. Yeah, wow, I was worried about the keyboard being noisy, and then I left my noisy ass fan on. Yeah, on my face. Alright, let's run that, see what happens. I'm gonna move the Twitch chat closer so I can see it better. BPAF says the music doesn't come through, thank you. Asked if Rust ship with a code formatter tool. I think one exists. I don't know if there's an official one, but I'm pretty certain it exists. Rust fonts, cool. Yeah, it's like the one good thing Golang did. Well, at least I have a modicum of control over the query now. Let's go back to the empty query. Let's see what that does. Come on. Son of a bitch. Ah! Go on. Alright. At least I type faster with this keyboard. Unused extern crate. Yeah, okay, bud. Oh, God. What? What do you think about this? I think I know what I need to do to fix this. I think what I need to do here I'll just go ahead and give this a default value, but I'm not actually going to use it. Search body is going to turn into none. Welcome back. Can infer type for T. Assume it's a string, but I'm going to try sending an empty string. just nothing, I should say, and see if I get a successful thing. What? Index name. Right there. PayPal said you are drinking a blue liquid. Yeah, it's Gatorade. Alright. Well, I guess I ought to get some debug information going here. Print the full URL. Could it be header? Dude, it works if my browser goes to it. Come on. Come on. What is this? Alright. So... I'll try get again. I should probably check what the Haskell code did. It's dispatch search. No, dispatch search is a post. So it shouldn't be that. And it's not, so. Could it be content negotiation? Am I giving it a header here? Yep. I'm setting content type to JSON. I don't think it's productive to remove that, but I'm going to try it anyway. Just a sanity check. I need to get a more disciplined suite of tests going in this. This is going to be much easier if I just have a bunch of tests that I can run. Having to manually flip things on and off is... it's bad. Okay. I'm gonna try something silly. How do I sleep? Not sleeping bag. Fucking. I want to sleep. Dun 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 dun. Time duration. Duration from sex. 1 wait time, thread sleep, wait time. Okay, so I'm gonna explain why I threw a sleep in there. Elasticsearch is fucking evil, and it'll sometimes say, hey, your thing's indexed when it's not actually indexed. And I'm sleeping to give it time. Yeah, that was fucking it. God damn it, Elasticsearch. Oh. God. Alright. I only thought to check that because I've been using Elasticsearch for a long time. Resell fast. Is Emacs hard to learn? I don't know. I think it's easier to muddle around in them. As long as you're using one of the two, I think you're fine. Alright. Wow, that is tremendously dumb. Alright. Well, at least our thing works. Joe said he was impressed that, you know, I usually ditch tools that are this much of a pain in the ass. And the fact that Elasticsearch is this bad and I still use it, I must really like it or something. I don't like it at all. It's just that it actually serves a purpose that I can't really find a good alternative for. Like, Solar is strictly worse. There's no reason to use Solar. I'm not going to use raw Lucene because I'll just end up badly re-implementing Elasticsearch, right? Zapier, whatever the fuck the C++ one is, that's dead. That's been dead. That's been dead since before I first got paid to code. What's another one? All the other ones are proprietary. So if I want an open source search engine, like, this is it. Especially if I need something that has like proper custom term analysis and other things, right? Like, you can do, you know, language specific term analysis of corpuses and all kinds of stuff. Databases have some support for this, but they're not really full search engines. They're more like just full text grepping. They have some basic term analysis stuff in Postgres and MySQL search functionality, but it's not the same thing. So I don't have time to re-implement a search engine from scratch. I don't have that kind of time. Maybe someday. I don't know. I guess I could put up a Patreon, pay Chris to replace Elasticsearch. But the thing is, as obnoxious as it is, because I already know all the problems with it, I can basically deal with them, and there's not a strong reason for me to try to slay that dragon right now. If I was working on something that had search as a more central component of its functionality or features, then I would start caring more. But that hasn't been the case for me for a few years. So I just don't care right now. Yeah. That's why I still use Elasticsearch despite the fuckery. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, I'm fine as long as nobody argues with me about, like, the problems with Elasticsearch. Then I get very grumpy. I've used Elasticsearch since like 6 or 9 months after it came out. So, yeah, it's gotten better in some respects, but there are just basic problems and priorities in the design that, you know, they just don't really care about correctness. That's a lot of the problem. And for a search corpus, in some cases that's okay, but that should be something that's configurable. And certainly stuff that loses data shouldn't be the default. So you have to treat Elasticsearch the same way you would treat Redis. It's just something that can poof out of existence, and you have to refill with data from the real database at some point. You know, it's not a database. It's not a source of truth. And it is absolutely not a reliable backup of anything. It's just an index. That's all. It's an index that somebody can just kind of poof at any time. Okay. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. I don't care about any of that. Oh my god, I am not doing acapella chocobo music. Stop. Now. Thank you. Yikes. Okay, here we go. Well then. In that case, I can try the query again. So let's do that. I think my next step here is to actually turn this into a proper test suite harness thing. Because part of a test suite, what I can do is I can just tear down and stand up all the data and have the sleep required to let the index catch up to what I inserted. And then I can just write more and more tests against the implementation and fill stuff out as I go. Boosted query search. It's brave. Alright. So, yeah, let's go ahead and use query here. Query is match all. So let's give that a shot. Taxi has joined us. Hello, Taxi. Yeah, cool. Alright. Sweet. Yes. Things work again. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of want to, like, start moving all this stuff over into a test harness. Don't know if I should, but you know. Alright, what if the query looks like that? Boosted match all, which makes almost no sense, but whatever. Well, it doesn't make sense by itself. The reason you do a boosted match all is if you're blending the query with something else. But I'm not, so dang. Alright, I need to make this polymorphic. So reference to T, parameter T, where T serialize. Yeah, you would only boost a match all up or down if you're conjoining with something else. Expected reference found struct. Yeah, okay. Alright. Fucking God. Nitpicky little. Alright. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, that worked. Yep, and there's the score, 1.5, which is what the boost was. Sweet. Okay. I want to start parsing these responses and checking useful things on them. I think my dog is dreaming or something. See? Yeah, he's... Wow, that's an impressive snore. Alright. Well, how do Rust projects do test organization? Yes, I am. Yeah, they usually do it in the files, but that's. I could do it that way. I don't usually like to. In Rust, integration tests are entirely external to your library. So I guess that's what I want. I guess you would have the tests in the file if you were hiding something or you wanted to test something private to the module. I guess. I don't, yeah. The whole, like, information hiding, you know, chopping up your food into little cubic centimeters, I never really have much patience for that, but it's fun. Yes, I think this is basically what I want, because I want a setup function that resets the data and stands everything up. I basically have to tear the index down and recreate it on every single test, which, no, I don't actually have to do that, now that I think of it. I only have to do it on stuff that mutates the index, just like Bloodhound. That does mean I don't really want the test runner to run this, though. I just want a main function. Can I just make my own main for tests? Yeah, I just want, that's exactly it, Joe. I just want, config not test. Test. The problem is I don't want the test runner to run the code. I just want to run a main. This is so easy in Haskell. Come on. Test main. Test module, testing, Rust test, organized tests, integration testing. That isn't print line because they redirected standard out, bud. I'm sure they. Rust test entry point. Pre-test test tempter. What? I don't really want a custom testing script. I just want to know how to use their existing testing framework. Test setup. Test. I think that's basically what I want, isn't it? Just a custom test runner.
Yeah, I guess.
Because the actual test things, they're just using asserts that fail runtime, which is fine. So I just need to double check that Cargo still has test stanzas. That learn more details of what you can specify. Yeah, test. Tell me about this. You're not gonna give me an example? Are you fucking serious? What? Son of a bitch. Test. 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 Bueller. Bueller. Come on.
Oh man, when you Google that response is an issue that's not how to run specific tests, I love it.
Sweet. Cargo test help. Threads. Foo. Hey, wait. Run all tests with the name foo in their name. That's Whatever.
That's more micromanagement than I was going to do.
What is this fuckery? You think they would have like a setup teardown thing, you know? Well, I'll just try writing my own. Is it that? Is that what they were telling me to do? Lives in test foo rs. Okay. I don't know the right name for this. Is it main? I don't know. Harness false. Okay. And what happens if I try to run the test like that? Can't find main rs test. Neat. Specify test.path. Aha! So, ls test art. Wait, I already have a test? I do. It just doesn't do anything useful. Alright, well you're done now. Git move tests. Looks like they usually use singular test. Nope, they do tests. Never mind. Main rs test, specify path equals test. Could not read test. Is a directory. Yes. Is that it? Cool. Let's try to compile. Alright. Pub fn main. Pub fn setup. Lib. Am I using the client for anything but put mapping? I am not. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to comment. I think that's the right, yeah, that's the right syntax. Why do I not have Toml support in email? There. Barbaric. I shouldn't have run test. Should run test debug. But it broke anyway. Previous import. Okay. Okay. Calm down. Good lord. Yes, good call. Well, it's complaining about a re-import. So, you know, whatever. No Duke and root. Okay, bud. Cool. Oh, that's interesting. The different logger config changed what it was doing, I think. What am I using the logger? Does it just hook standard out? Is that the env logger does? Weird. Well, anyway, so what I can do now is I can start moving this stuff over to main under setup. Actually, yeah, where? Press font. I want this. I want you to font my code. Yeah, I really like this stuff too. Alright, well, while that does that, we now have the creation of a basic test data set. So our next problem is cargo font. Okay. I compile before I do that. And now I just need to make a suite of tests for search, I think. So I'm gonna git rm test. Yeah, bye. There we go. And git add test main. There we go. Test debug. We'll invoke setup and yeah, this is fine. Whoops, I need to reset the cargo clone. Nope, stop. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's mad. Invalid character dot in crate name main.rs. Yeah, fair enough. Test.name is required. I think main's really a valid crate name. Oh, index name. I guess that is fine. Okay. You know what? I'll just call it do test. And then we need this stuff to be public. This is gonna work. I probably got the syntax wrong. Yeah. So like a static lifetime value or something. Kind of annoying. Motherfucker. Alright, let's declare static value. Variable, I guess. Whatever. Static const. Yeah, sure. Looks like describing a type as well. Static versus const. Guess we'll find out. Expected colon. Yeah, it really wants that, that type name. What now? Build URL not found in the scope. Huh. Line exceeded width maximum. Are you serious? Alright, how do I set that? Yeah. Yeah, the black hair is pretty funny. Like, hey, look at all this stuff. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Does that need to go under Rust fonts? Motherfucking... Come on. Where do I put this? Config option. Ugh, come on. Where does it get that from? Config dot. Where does it come from? Maybe there's an example in here. Maybe it wants me to do with config adder. That would be kind of weird. Doesn't bother to mention anything else. There is basically no way right now. Oh, no, 18 days ago. Is it? It must be config adder. Where is it complaining about this in? Main. All right. Reload. It actually did reformat stuff. No. Oh, a file named rustfont.toml. We are changing the default. Alright. Yeah, this is what they mean. Okay. rest font.toml, and then we want it's still warning. It's just not. What did that change? It changed these ones, I think. Alright, I got a solution for that. It's shush time. Hey, it didn't work. You're supposed to be quiet. Yeah, quiet. See? Yeah, it's probably because it ran through Mick. Man. Whoops. Yeah, just What's still open? Mm-hmm. Makes sense. So they'll just fix it when they get around to it, then. That's fine. What is going on here? Is this a good time to try using RustFix? And then I'm also going to need Clippy. People are never going to let Microsoft off the hook for that. Ever. Clippy?
Oh yeah, no, never gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's just always, forever. Clippy forever. Clippy for life. Oh god. Alright, RustFix already exists. Yeah, I already installed it. So I'm going to install Clippy now. We'll force that one because I think this is a newer version. Yeah, sure. So BPEF says, why does everything have to be so complicated in Rust? Everything ends up in a rabbit hole of we are changing this and things have changed, but libraries haven't caught up. I see that in Rust streams. Maybe it was still sample size though. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty typical of an ecosystem this young. And again, like, as long as you don't expect everything to build with the stable compiler, I think it's fine. And I don't expect things to build with the stable compiler, or not everything. Like, a lot of libraries do, but not every library does. That's really like the main complaint people have is things don't build on stable, and the compiler could be faster. But coming from Haskell, this compiler is quite fast. So, I mean, I'm missing the REPL. Like, REPL's faster than either compiler, but yeah, no, compiler's not that bad. I don't know. I mean, I don't think what I'm dealing with right now would really be any different in any other language. I mean, I touch other more mature languages from time to time, Java and other stuff, because I need to for some job thing, and it's just as fucked up. It's just older fucked up rather than newer fucked up. Unless I'm working through like a well-worn path, you know, that I've worked through before with a particular set of tools, like nothing's ever nice. It's not really how software is, not my experience. To be honest, like Rust is really nice. Nice tools. A lot of things just work. Now, did I end up using the Elasticsearch client? No, but that's like higher up the kind of Maslow's hierarchy of needs than where Rust is at right now. But all the other stuff I've been using has just worked. Like, I'm pretty skeptical of Serid, and it still works just fine. Yeah, I mean, systems language package management is a good point you made there. I would say in general, it's just like, it's just a relatively nice, relatively safe language that's really fast, fun to kick around. It makes this stuff nice. That's all. I'll just repeat myself if I say more. I don't know what else to say. Tried using some libraries in C++. Let me know how that goes. Press fixed. Dog, what are you doing? Hi, dog. Both dogs. Hi. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, sure. We're just gonna do all the things. Let's do all the things. Sedition accepted. All right. Wow. Wow. Is that really how I want to do this? What's the rest use all from library module? I complained when I had used Duke by itself earlier. Well, no. Just debug. Yeah. It's tweet. Can't find tweet. Neat. Where'd tweet come from? It's right there. Oh! F! It's not pub. Which, you know, makes sense. It's just a test thing. Alright. Cool. Don't really need any of this anymore, right? Much cleaner. Wow. That's what Rust Fun picked for that? I'll roll with it. Probably just anticipating having a bunch of constraints. But, yeah, sure, whatever. Alright, kill that. This should be option T. Properly speaking. But I can get away with it for now. Index. Am I actually using Twitter index anymore? I don't think I am. I'm not. Yeah, fair enough. Let bindings cannot shadow constants. Ditch the elastic stuff. Somebody wants to chase down mappings that can do that on their own time. We're interested in the query DSL. What? Okay, I can remove elastic type, but what? Oh, it can't find them in the test module. Yeah, sure. Field query is private. It's gonna make me do that thing where I pub everything, isn't it? Yeah. I think having to pub everything is one reason maybe they want tests in the same module, but I think it's a lot of intersecting reasons to build up to things like that. I also think I don't give a fuck. They can go to hell. I'm not doing that. Calls and constants are limited to constant functions, struct and enum. Really? It's not really static, is it? Yep. Let's stir. Alright. Kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Sweet. My thing works. Yeah. Alright. I can remove the debug print from dispatch. It's the caller's responsibility to run that up. Oh, I commented out there. Okay, let me think about this. I need to parse responses and set up a search for the successful responses. Let me see here. What do these... Alright. I've actually got a nicer example of what these look like in Cerebro. Yes. Can I get... There we go. Just want the raw JSON. Okay, go back to lib. Let's talk about responses. JSON to rest. Come on, there we go. Neat. Super neat. It's not I-64 though. Those are numbers. Alright. Why is there hits and hits 1? It's kind of... Oh. Because it's hits of hits. I see. Yeah. Source needs parameterized. That one's not actually a constant. I can run with it for now, but I need to lift that out into a T of serialize. Ah, neat tool though, right? It's not like fully robust. I actually got an argument with the person who made this about using I-64 for the fucking JSON numbers. I got downvoted too. I could be a very unlikable person sometimes, I guess. It's just, it's just an unforced error, you know? Just change it to a number. It's a JSON number. Huh? Oh, what keyboard do I own? It's, this one. Hold on. Let me... There we go. This one. Take a screenshot real quick, and then I'll read it out to you. So this keyboard. This is a Gigabyte Force K83. It's got cherry somethings. Blues, maybe? Not 100%. I think they're cherry blues. It makes me happy. Nice little keyboard. Alright. Let's kill a bunch of tabs here. Alright, cool. So, now, search is going to... Wait, why did I put this in main? Derp. Okay. So we want search to return, what's the top level? Nuts. What that thing go? Transform JSON to shared struct. Yeah, so the top level is the root JSON. Yeah, there we go. It just gives it a default name. Cool. So this is search response. Seems reasonable. And then this is going to return result, error, search response, let rest equals, and JSON rest, shared JSON. Parsing JSON. Yeah, I want to know that. Shared JSON from stir. Rest. Expected reference to stir. From string. Why is from string not a thing? Is not implement. Yeah, sure. That's reasonable. Jackass. Yeah. How do I take a slice of these damn things? Shared parse string. Dun, 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 dun. Use Rust from stir trait. No, that takes in reference stir. So seemingly not. String or struct, yeah, sure. Shush, dog. Shush, dog. Can you hear him growling? Quit being grumpy. Yeah, you. Shush. Duh. I feel like a moron. I even know what string and stir are. I just don't really know like what the proper way to do this is. Nope. Using from reader. Shared parse string. 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 That's a good point. Can I just automatically turn a string into a reader? That would be pretty funny if I could. What? I think that worked. Just complaining about number now. That's great. Alright. We'll find out for sure after I fix the rest of these. Why can't I find deserialize? I don't understand. Is it just number that's complaining about? Where's value and number? Yeah, there you go. What? Shared JSON number? Something? Use shared JSON number, I guess. Could not find type boolean in the scope. What is boolean? That's weird. Just bool, right? Yeah. Yeah, the primitive is, but I thought maybe there would be a JSON specific thing, but I think it's just a constructor for the primitive. So let's double check. I just want to look at the type real quick. Value, null. Yeah, it's just a constructor for the primitive type. Not a type. That's like that YouTube douchebag. Not an argument. Not a type. It fucking is a type. Fuck you. What? Alright. Rust result error. What did I get wrong here? Version string? Oh. Well, I did do it in the wrong order. Because I thought this was either. So, do it like that. And let it tell me I'm wrong. Yes. Shared JSON. I'm just going to scope it, because otherwise I don't know where the hell error came from. Found type underscore. Wow. Somebody doing some Scala lately? Cannot infer type for R. Fuck. No, it just pushed the error out. It didn't actually fix it. Alright, I want to take a slice. How do I take a slice? Stir. Wow, that is really not going to narrow things down. What if I have spaces around it? Slice may reference... Is it as slice or something? Dog. Why dog? This will create a stir from the string and pass it in. And stirs as arguments unless they need a string for a specific reason. Huh. Private type and public interface. Wow, we're just little Boy Scouts, aren't we? I didn't know the reference operator let it cast a string into a stir. Is that recent? Duke, search response, add derived debug. Yeah, okay, alright. There. What? I missed it in my select. Neat. What's it gonna do though? stuff. Looks like it worked fine. Neat. Okay. Now we have to chain this parameter up, just like the Haskell code. Trying to do these in hierarchical order. Shards, hits, number, vec1 hits, and then source is just spurious. So that's actually, since I learned that you're not supposed to actually require a string, it should just be a stir. Let's just go ahead and do that. Break all the things, you know? I don't know. Looks like it all built automatically anyway. No, this one bit me, but that's fine. Kind of expected that. Test main, so yeah. Yeah. Stir, string, static bytes, static string, 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 string. Maybe? Joe asked if it made sense to take the string slice references but be returning string, and this is how I'm checking. I'm gonna check. You cannot return a stir if you've allocated the string in the function. There's further discussion about why, as well as the fact that it's not limited to strings. This makes your choice much easier. Return the string. Heap allocated, built to be mutable. It's not bad, but it doesn't really allow you to do what you want in your original case. The hello world is a static string. String slice is stored inside the code of the program itself. Yeah, so it's not static, so it has to be string. So, where'd that go? Yeah. Get back to the previous error. No, there was no error. It's just done. Okay, so I need to... Nope, it is erroring. Yeah, but I just need to ampersand that. Ampersand cast string to stir. Yeah, I'm weirded out too. I don't remember this. I don't know. I thought you had to explicitly take a slice. I didn't know ampersand did it for you. Fool me, I guess. All right, T, ampersand T. I don't fucking know. Any hoodle. D S D. No, don't want to close that now. It's going to complain about the ambiguous type at best. Expected lifetime parameter, yeah. Okay. Try to be polymorphic, I think. Unless I could do it as a value without the lifetime. Let's try it without. If that fails, then we'll do polymorphic another time. Trait deserialized, not implemented for D. Yep, that's technically true. Where S, where D. So I named S and D, not with serialized and deserialized one. I did it for search and document. It just happened to line up with serialized and deserialized. Neat. I just have to tell it, I have to tell it tweet now, right? So, 47, so we want to say res is result, search response, tweet. Can I apply the type without having to specify the entire return type? It's gotta be nicer syntax for that. Cat adds me out. What? JSON error. Try that. Yeah. Let's colon, not colon. Cannot find value res in this scope. Expected one of 7 possible. Yeah, because I forgot to colon. Worked fine. Not certain if the absence of lifetime is just going to bite me, but, you know. pause and compilation? Dude, I don't know.
Just like when you're downloading your errors back immediately, what was it
I think some of the time is spent writing the test. I think some of it's actually code gen though, because it type checks well before code gen. But the code gen shouldn't be that slow because Rust doesn't really optimize much. So maybe, I think, if I remember correctly, they said like 50-60% of the compile time was LLVM doing its thing. Yeah, well, you know, it's a pretty heavy-duty optimizing compiler they're calling out to, right? So, all right. Chris Creek said Rust got strings very right. I've only sporadically used it, but strings are the best. Yeah, I've been fine with it. I mean, clearly I need to get more comfortable with it, but I don't have any objections to the way it handles strings. Seems fine to me. And Tildar the Kids, what are you currently working on? Yeah, Chris Creek is right. I'm working on an Elasticsearch client in Rust. Tildar said, no idea what that even is. So Elasticsearch is a search engine. It's kind of like a database, except you can search it like a search engine, right? And what it lets you do is make queries to a data store that has, so this is like a dashboard for looking at it, and it stores the documents on an online service, just like a SQL database. You can't use it like a SQL database. It loses data and stuff, but you know, it's fine. Anyway, so it stores these documents, and you can search the text of the documents for things, right? So if I search for industrial or revolution in the message field, then this document would come up in the results. And it's basically just an HTTP API. The actual representation of the queries and everything is all JSON. Mostly, you can do some simple queries with parameters, but I never even implemented those in Bloodhound because who cares? They're redundant. So yeah, this is something I've worked on before in Haskell. I originally wrote Bloodhound. I still help out with maintenance on it and everything. And I figured if I was going to hack around with some Rust, I might as well work on a problem I already know pretty well, so that I'm not trying to learn Rust and some new thing at the same time. Right? And yeah, Rust didn't really have the kind of Elasticsearch client that I would want, you know, that kind of reifies all of the query structure in DSL into types. So that's what I started on. It's called Duke. It lives here on my GitHub account. It's I still need to make some, I need to, you know, push what I'm doing and everything. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. Alexander Mikhailovich said, how many books did you in the whole life? Did I read? Some. I didn't really learn programming from programming books, though. I know that sounds weird from somebody who wrote a programming book, but I did it mostly by hacking around. But I also believe that part of the reason I didn't learn that much from programming books was because I didn't really know which books were good. And there weren't really books that taught me what I wanted to learn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're looking for. That question, sorry. Hey, this is exciting though. I've got type-directed. Yeah. Joe said you would say most programming books are terrible, and I'd be inclined to agree. Okay. That's fine. That one, for a start. Grits Creek says you're an Emacs user, but you're not using Maget. That is correct. I don't like Maget. I understand it just fine. I understand why people like Maget. I started using the Git command line client, the Porcelain, back in 06. I already know the command line client pretty well, and I don't really want something in between me and the command line client. I don't really find the way Maget presents things to help me understand anything better. So I just use the command line. Not a knock against Maget, to be clear. It's a very good Git client. Just not my kind of thing. Doesn't solve a problem for me. Duh. Good boy. Alright. Yeah, so I think what we can do now is actually factor this test out into something we can call. I'll probably make a module of search tests or something. Everything's lowercase in Rust, right? I shouldn't be checking my own repo for that. Why with the constant? God, Matt, go do something else. All right. Let me see here. Rust fix, yes. Source, yeah, everything's lowercase. Okay. So I'm gonna start a search module. What? What am I testing? Let's just search all. Neat. And then we're going to want to pubfn tests, search all, and we're going to do use search. Tests. Doesn't necessarily work, but well, I mean, I'm missing imports too. I still don't really understand the module scoping and everything. Use of undeclared type or module search. God, you cranky fuck. Ugh. Alright. Unused extern create shared. Yeah, okay. Don't need that. Don't need derive, I don't think. I'm not creating any types. Might need shared, probably don't need m's logger, definitely need Duke. Unused extern, unused import search. Unused on what? So I'm not using. Okay. Lib. Pub mod diagnostics. Diagnostics. What does main look like? Okay. Used Rust fix. diagnostics. So the main depends on the lib through cargo. Not obviously. Okay. Alright. Search. Did you mean index name? Oh, right. I need to move this out to common. That's going to need a bunch of stuff too. Does that need Duke? Not really. Yeah, I know. Python common. I feel like I'm doing that wrong. Feels wrong. Maybe use the module common instead of possibly redeclaring it. Yeah, so that's wrong. Alright. Does it matter if it's... Yeah. Wait a second. Wait a second. Huh. That's... manifest mod tests. No mod. Unused import common. Oh. Pub. Index name. Not really. Cannot find. Did you mean index name? Use common star. No common in the root. Is that so? Oh, do I have to put it under common mod RS? Yeah, okay. Is it going to make me do the same thing for search? I'm going to be kind of pissed if it does. Unused import common star. Missing extra and create common. Really? I sincerely doubt it, but alright. Yeah, I couldn't find create common. Yeah, shit. Alright. Mod common. File name test integration tests. String create loading macros. Must be at root. Wow. Huh. Okay. Field message is private. Yeah, thanks. See you later, man. Alright, well, let's fix the private field real quick. Oh, neat. That worked out nicely. Cool. Cool. Very good. Alright, so what we're going to do now is unwrap and this must be search response tweet. Make in progress. Cool. Alright. What do we want to look at here? Assert EQ. Yeah, sure. Assert eq res dot res dot hits dot hits see here. Slid. Yeah, so that's vec. And length. Length, 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 length. I don't want to set the length. I want the len. Okay. Go to search. Len. And okay. Pass. Variable does not need to be mutable. Field hits obstruct Duke hits private. Boy. Alright. Not really a fan of default private, but okay. No, dog. Don't start barking. No, be good. Okay, test passed. Cool. Let's, try that. Trying to clean up some warnings. Must be inner mutability or something. Cool. Alright. Well, we have a test harness now. Let me see here. Where are the tests? V5 tests. Testing Elasticsearch is a lot of work. A lot of this isn't me, though. A lot of this is Michael Xavier. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. We actually check the document contents. So let me go ahead and change it to what? It's common test main, and we're gonna lift out the example tweet and make it part of this club const. Oof. Is that gonna be annoying? If I don't do it as a constant function, I think it might be. Oh man. I'm not going to figure out the static lifetime for this. tweet. Neat. Then in search, you can assert that example tweet equals res.hits. What's my indexing operator here? Just that. Okay. Oh, I can do pop and some. Did I just silently fail? That's a choice, I guess. Alright. Binary operation equals cannot be applied to common tweet. Yeah. For sure. What do you need me to derive? Partial eq. Okay, use standard comp partial eq. Oh, I need to do source. Whoops. Underscore source. Hits 0 source. I have no earthly idea how scope and modules work this thing. Anyway, test passed. So now I have value equality, I think, for this. I talked to you personally. Neat. Whoops. Wait. Cool. Now we've got a match all and then a match all with boost. BPAF says that seems pretty long for a tweet. Yeah, I don't care though. Pretty cool. So I've got query, match all query. Oh man, I can just pick off another type at this point. Bloodhound source database v5 Bloodhound types data query. Why not a term query? It's term and maybe boost. Okay. So term query. It's term and maybe boost. Data term. Okay. Term query is term and option boost. And we need to rename this to Elasticsearch term query. It's just term. And then term is term field and term value. And it's just field equals value. Struct term. I don't think that representation is going to give me the JSON I want. I think I'm going to have to new type that, but we'll get there in a moment. Let me see here. Pub, term field, string, pub, term name. String and yeah. Term status value boost. Okay. It's field value boost. Is there a representation that lets me specify field? To use that. Nuts. Alright. It's going to be easiest if What's the size? I'll just say I don't know the size. So this is none. I could do it from value. From value. I can also just use the JSON macro. Let's give that a shot. Not mega flexible, but might work. Let's see here. Term self expected one parameter. I don't know, man. Serializer is not implemented for option. What? No field term. Oh, it's term value. Okay. Trait suit. Okay. Serializer. Serialize found for type S in the current scope. Okay. Implementing a serializer. Oh. Serializer. And then you return OK. Serializer output. No field output and type S. S, okay. Let me think here. Serialize new type struct sized plus serialize. Yeah, sure. Serialize new type variant. Serialize tuple. Serialize total struct. There's gotta be a nicer way to write your own serialized instances. Because this is annoying. Here's an idea. Feed it to this thing. See what it says. Nope, it's wrong. It reifines the field into a type. But it's just a value. Makes sense. I didn't have any reason to believe that would work. Still don't understand why he insisted on using I-64 for this. It's really dumb. Originally he was actually using words. Just can't even handle negative numbers. Programmer's really stubborn. not really specific to JSON. Gigabyte per second. Why do they always show you these? I could serialize it like a struct, maybe. Struct of structs or something. Yeah, there's a pattern not to have in JSON. Don't make field names variable. Welcome back, TechCU. Most code gen for JSON serialization, deserialization doesn't understand the concept of a dynamic field name. Most of it's pretty dumb. Easy? You call this easy? Yeah, we'll need some higher standards. Weird. Do I have to work in terms of... I want to serialize, not deserialize. Although, now that I think of it, I should remove the deserialization from all this stuff. I shouldn't, hopefully, need to deserialize this. Everybody just uses the macros. Nobody writes their own. It's really annoying. Jesus, that's where it ends? Why would you do that? God. Everything is about deserialization. Already gone through that. already gone through that too. Serialization story is a much simpler one. Man, go fuck yourself. These are trivial examples. Why are they doing this? No longer accepting contributions to our documentation. Okay. have no idea if I'm doing this right, for what it's worth. Basically, I have to do this inside out. It's not very pretty. No method found for. Okay. Use serialized map. Expected reference found associated type. Okay. So. Serialize is not implemented for serializer, serialized map. So I can't have a serializer of a serializer, I guess. So I did do that wrong. That kind of sucks. I don't know how I'm supposed to nest these then. No reference to nesting. They must think it's obvious if they don't mention it. Like, if they don't mention nesting anywhere, then there must be some obvious way to do it that I am missing here. I don't want to deserial. God, it's always deserialization. I want serialization. And I don't want flatten. Wow, what is this godforsaken website? Hey gods. generic than that. Binary sloth tree size. Jesus, it's a lot of tabs. Yeah. I can't figure out how to nest maps. Excuse me, I can't figure out how to nest maps, so. Alright, somebody's probably at the door. I need to take a break from this anyway. But, yeah, the next step is just figure out how to render a nested JSON document, JSON object, out of the Rust value manually. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but, you know, I haven't figured it out. So, if any of y'all figure it out, hit me up on Twitter, huh? Alright. I'll see y'all later. I'm at BiteMap on Twitter, spelled the same as the Twitch. If you have any questions. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. Goodbye. Dog, come here. Come here for the camera. Come here. Hey. There you go. Dog. Papu. Oh, God. That dog is a demon. Alright, catch y'all later.